Hey, welcome back. Whoa. What the hell?
Uh-oh. Wait. Okay.
Welcome back to the Metaphiles.
Hey. Whoa.
Hey, I'm your host, Jason Ford.
I'm your host, Zach Caffrey.
This week we're going to be talking about a fella called Godzilla. You know him? You fear him, you've heard about him.
Mm-hmm.
He's been out there being a rascal for a while now.
And a little bit of a hellion.
Yeah, a little bit of a hellion.
He,
Rambunctious, to say the least.
yeah, ornery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He seems to be a little butthurt about the existence of Tokyo.
In particular, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tokyo butthurt mostly. We're going to be doing it here on episode 30 of the Metaphiles.
Wow.
The Big 3-0.
Big 3-0. I feel old.
Want to feel old? The first Metaphiles episode was episode 1.
That was like 4 years ago.
It was like 29 episodes ago.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And it is, of course, the podcast that talks to you, and we've been talking to you for now so long, and we're going to keep talking to you.
Yeah. If you don't want to be talked to, then stop watching.
Yeah, or just mute it.
Or just mute it and just watch.
Yeah. In fact, please mute it and watch it alive.
Just keep it open on your browser throughout the day.
Yeah. And, you know, you have fun with it.
Sure.
What do you think Jay is saying right now? And what was it? Funny, I bet.
It's up to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think we got Godzilla in the vicinity.
I think we do. Let's also just address, for those of you who unmuted or never muted in the first place, you are hearing this week the sound of running water.
Yeah.
We heard it in studio in our last episode when, for those that didn't see it, we opened the trap drawer for the first time ever. And I don't think it closed all the way.
Yeah, we really tried jamming it in there, but it just,
yeah,
it ain't closed all the way.
I did a shoulder drop on it. Nothing. Hurt my shoulder.
People's elbow.
Very bad.
Yeah. Well, that's
or
what...
elbow. It's hurt my elbow and my shoulder.
It hurt your people's elbow and your shoulder?
It hurt my people's shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Rock goes to the doctor. He's like, I'm sorry, The Rock, but you have a malignant growth on the people's pancreas.
You are experiencing the people's kidney failure.
Hopefully we can catch it in time. We've caught it in time to prevent it from spreading to the people's blood.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna...
It kills me.
Yeah. We're gonna need to shave the people's area and perform surgery immediately. And we're back, and we missed a week. We were busy.
We were busy.
We were doing stuff.
But all the comedy and the yuks that we would have dispensed and expelled from our yuck central yuck system, if you will.
Yeah, the people's yuck system.
The people's yuck system will be you're in for double yucks.
Double yucks. That's our promise for this episode. We're going to do double the yucks. And we've shaken hands on it, and that will not break.
Hope you're ready.
And so, what's funny? What if The Rock went to a museum
The Rock.
and he said,
That's good.
and he says, I like this painting.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nude painting that is the one that he likes, and he says, I like this painting of the people's nudes.
That's
So that's two on the Rock. That's two about the Rock.
double entendre. Not really, but double. Yeah.
Hey, Godzilla is scary.
The shit he's done.
There's really just no excuse for it.
What motivates that kind of behavior is a real question.
Yeah, and maybe we'll uncover it by the end of the hour. We're certainly going to try. But in between all this double extra yucking,
Yeah.
We'll see.
See if we can fit it in.
Godzilla and Us.
Yeah.
I have never, thankfully, been attacked by a Godzilla.
Yeah, it keeps me up at night.
Yeah.
I will say that.
He tends to stick to more coastal cities, which is basically the reason that I moved to Nashville, where Metaphile Studios is located. I was like, he's not going to come all the way here. I mean, what's he going to go?
It'd be unprecedented.
Up
Mississippi?
Up the Gulf of Mexico, travel to
Something
Mississippi.
like that.
He doesn't... A good thing you can say about Godzilla is he doesn't have a very good attention span. He goes into a city, he chomps it up a little bit, and then he kind of wants to go back have another swim.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder if Godzilla would would be able to be submerged in the Mississippi River. Let's ask the fact here. Oh, I'm either overjoyed and feel safe, or I'm really worried at this point.
Yeah.
Gonna have to wait until.
As we will get to, the actual size of Godzilla is up to some debate.
A lot of fluctuation.
Yeah, because it's very hard to study Godzilla.
You're not gonna bust out a tape measure.
No.
Just hold still like you're taking his suit size, taking his measurements.
Because guess what? The second you do that, chomp, your tape measure is now in 2 parts.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you want to measure something that is that length, which he is not.
Well, it's because he's a little self-conscious about his thunder size.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to get measured.
And we can't do this on the fact tube, but let's just all picture Godzilla doing some jumping jacks right now.
Okay.
And since this is a double yucks episode, let's also picture Godzilla, and he's in one of those old weight machines that just vibrates your belly around, and he's all getting all shaking around. And that's 2.
We told you.
Yeah.
When I was a young, little prototypical J, little J germ.
J germ.
I liked Godzilla a lot.
Yeah. Well, you like the films that have been made about it.
Yeah. Fascinating. I don't, of course, conscious of what he's, the suffering that he's caused.
Yeah. I mean,
but of course, when you're a kid, you just see the films and you just like the fictionalized version of it.
And I think that's why those films were made in the first place. Is like, how many times has Hitler been in a movie? I think Hitler has probably appeared on screen longer than Hitler was actually alive at this point.
Oh yeah, more than Tom Cruise probably.
You think Hitler's been in more movies than Tom Cruise? I think you're probably right.
Probably, and have more than Godzilla. Godzilla's been in a lot of movies.
A lot, but not as many as Hitler.
You don't think so?
I mean, what's that? I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that says Hitler right now. Because I can tell you, Godzilla has appeared in 32 films produced by the Toho Corporation, I think our corporation, and 4 American films. And Hitler has been in more than 36 movies, for sure.
Huh.
But it's the same thing as we examine these real monsters.
Mm-hmm.
We fictionalize them so that we can regain some control over the chaos that is our lives and this world.
And it ain't working.
It's not, because Godzilla is still out there. I mean, this many years in, there's seemingly no way to stop him. And we just have accepted it as part of our lives. Thankfully, it doesn't happen that often.
Well, he's a natural disaster.
Yeah. And we would sooner say, how do we kill a hurricane?
Not gonna kill a hurricane.
Not gonna do it.
Nah, I'm from Florida.
And you know that people would be out there shooting at the hurricane.
Yeah, people. Somebody was.
And for number 2, they'd be out there trying to lead the hurricane towards a big electric chair.
Right.
And that's two ways you could try to kill it.
Uh-huh.
Everything's going to be 2.
Yeah, I mean... But yeah, I like the films. Something about a big old monster stomping around. It's just kind of cool.
Yeah.
Again, all respect to the victims, but...
Absolutely. Yeah, if we are in no way attempting to be insensitive at any point throughout this episode, but we have to talk about it. It's the theme this week, so we have to talk about it.
Yeah.
As far as the films, I saw Roland Emmerich's dramatization of the New York attack, 1998.
That was a bad one.
It was very, very bad. Very stupid. We can come back to that. And
well,
at
also
any
the
time.
Attack on New York.
Oh, yeah, it was stupid.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that one sucked, man.
So
98, that sucked.
So awful.
That sucked ass.
Despite all the Taco Bell cups and everything.
That shit was everywhere.
Yeah. Other than that, I've only seen one other of the films made about Godzilla. And
slipping on your pimpin'.
Well, you, I think, would pretty easily be able to guess which one it is.
Probably the original.
No.
Oh, jeez, I don't know.
I saw it not because of Godzilla. That's a big hint.
Godzilla vs. King Kong?
That's right. I watched Godzilla
the
and
new one or
King...
the old
one?
Okay.
The old one.
That one's so fucking funny.
Which is the highest rated box office of any Godzilla film in history.
Huh? Oh.
And for me, I'm a Kong man.
Naturally.
We don't even have to get into Podcast of the Apes or anything like that. It's just, I love me some Kong. I was disappointed in the movie because it's like they invented a new power for Godzilla that he doesn't really have, and that's the only reason I think he beat Kong. And that made me upset.
Wait, I know this.
And I'm not excited to watch the new one because I know neither of them's going to win, and I know in real life Kong would win. I mean, Kong's not real, but if he was.
Yeah, Godzilla just came back to life, right? He just regenerated, right? What did he do?
They were like...
You can check Wikipedia, but...
Electricity makes him stronger or something. It's like...
Right. He just chews on electrical cords.
Yeah, it's like you can't just make stuff up about Godzilla.
Yeah, you're right. That didn't happen IRL. And it's not like King Kong's going to get, like, big enough bananas to really make a meal.
Yeah. Or, for number 2, it would take him so many grubs. So many.
Oh, yeah.
Dump trucks worth.
Yeah. They did feed him that fruit. They got a lot of that fucking fruit that ate, the drink that
That's right, yeah. And it made him trip.
Yeah. That was so funny.
And then he fights a big octopus too. I remember that.
Oh yeah, it was pretty cool.
That was a good scene.
That was cool. And the natives chucking the spears at the octopus.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, but that's Kong. That's a separate episode. But yeah,
let's try to contain Kong.
Let's keep our real monsters and our fictional monsters separate.
Sure.
Because again, I'm worried we're being insensitive.
Sure.
But yeah, how many Godzilla movies do you think you've seen?
Hell.
And follow-up question: which one would you like to hear the IMDb Parents Guide about?
Ooh.
Haven't done that in a little while.
Yeah. I would say probably. Oh gee. Probably around 10.
Okay.
Maybe 12.
It's pretty good.
Something like that.
You're almost halfway there.
Yeah, a lot of them are really shitty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I mean, like, a lot of it's a guy in a rubber suit punching cardboard buildings.
Yeah.
And that, we're attempting to capture the actual devastation that this creature is capable of, and you're doing it on a budget sometimes and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Non-fiction movies don't quite often have the budget, or fictionalized of actual events sometimes don't have quite the budget of others.
It would be nice if like a really good documentary could be made about Godzilla, but it's obviously who's going to hold the camera,
Yeah.
We're running and we're
Fuck outta
screaming.
there. Yeah.
And we're falling down.
Yeah, you don't got storm chasers, you got storm chasers, you don't got Godzilla chasers. Nobody's that fucking crazy.
Nobody's driving around in a van going towards Zilla.
Mm-mm.
As I sometimes like to call him.
Towards Zilla.
Zilla.
Oh, Zilla.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it.
Is that?
I don't know.
So which IMDb Parents Guide do we want?
Let's do Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla.
Okay.
That was one of my faves. Should probably rewatch it for nostalgia's sake.
Okay, so for anybody who's not aware, the IMDb Parents Guide is an open source resource for parents / creeps to write about anything remotely sexual that happens in any movie.
Podcasters to read.
For podcasters to read. For Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, there's one entry that just says none, period.
Oh.
Which could have just not typed that. And again, the fact that there's a period at the end of it makes me feel like that person was disappointed. None. So there you go. The Parents Guide is not always going to work out. But, and it's double episode, so let's just look up Godzilla versus Kong and see if we get anything out of that.
See what you got.
And we want the 1963. This has two.
You can briefly see Godzilla's helicopter.
Oh, man.
At 13 minutes, 44 seconds.
It would be so big.
Be atomic.
Atomic helicopter. So for this one, there are two. One of them is girls dancing coconuts.
Ooh.
Which that's just fun. I think if I was a parent, I'd be like, that's fun. I don't know. And then the other one is, again, none, period. So probably same person.
Not none. There's girls dancing in coconuts.
Yeah. Maybe they
That's
were
perverse.
like, none. Actually, there were some girls dancing in coconuts.
I gotta find it. I better add it to the Parents Guide on IMDb.
So that's Godzilla and us. We are appropriately terrified and respectful of his power, but we have chosen to live inland
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, I've lived in Florida all these years, and I just wake up in the middle of the night. Is that Godzilla?
Yeah.
Is it a hurricane? Is it a guy on bath salts?
Yeah. Is it a hurricane carrying Godzilla?
Oh my god. This is why
who
I moved
is
away.
on bath salts?
Oh.
Yeah. And
There's
I
not
don't-
a bath that big for him to be on bath salts. What's up?
when I was in college, I got an email from my mom that just said, "If you hear about bath salts, don't try them." And I was like, I mean, and I had never heard of that yet. So I just was like, I mean, okay. I wasn't planning on putting
I
any
just
salt
heard about
in
him.
my-
Should I not try him?
Well, no, I thought she was talking about literal bath salt, which is a thing. Like, makes your bath smell nice or
I
something.
figured they were one and the same.
Oh, I don't know.
I should know.
You should.
That's so funny.
But yeah, I just was like, wow, she's like, doesn't want me to take a bath that way. Okay, I won't. Then, of course, I heard about people eating each other's faces, and I was like, oh, I wish I hadn't agreed not to.
I like taking baths, but wow.
Yeah. And so, yeah, we do live inland, but I will say that I haven't, based on, which I don't know if this is factual or not, but in the Roland Emmerich film, there were baby Godzillas that were like Velociraptor kind of size.
Yeah,
and I won't
so
say I've
weird.
never like looked into my toilet bowl and wondered if one was going to crawl out of there. You know, not really worried about it, but you know, something to think about.
It would, yeah. I think that's something that is a legitimate fear, for sure.
Thank you.
Just because of how bad it would be if it did happen.
It would be,
That makes it
yeah,
legitimate.
you know, if you check 100 times and it doesn't happen, and then you don't check once and it does,
Heard one time.
guess what? Your butt got bit off, and
Your
you
butt
probably
hit off.
your butt got bit off, and you probably wish you looked.
You're never gonna shit again.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to like relearn how to sit down.
You can't. What are you gonna sit on?
I don't know.
Wow.
So just
That's now you got me worried.
yeah, and I don't mean to like give that fear to everybody, but you know, it costs you nothing to look. That's all I'm saying.
So everybody listening, check your toilets for Roland Emmerich baby Godzilla raptors.
Please. Because I don't want anybody's butt bit off.
You and me both, pal.
I don't wish that on my worst enemy.
Mm-mm. Or the best enemy. Well, it's time for Leo Players. This is a part of the podcast where I talk about a podcast might be better than this podcast, potentially. We'll let you decide. I think a pretty funny podcast would be called The What Pod. And so it's a pretty simple idea. You just like think of okay, give me a topic. Any random topic.
Okay. Ginger.
Alright, so the What Pod is you gotta try to talk about it without actually saying what you're talking about or even really getting to the subject.
Okay. Do you want to try it?
Sure. Let's start the ginger episode.
Okay.
Starting now.
Beep, 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 beep.
Welcome to the What Pod. Today we have a thing that we need to talk about. There's two things.
And we gotta talk about it.
Well, there's two things we need to talk about it.
Yeah.
The first
Double
thing.
episode.
Well, yeah. I mean, and the first thing is
What?
it's a personal thing to most people, and the thing is that people like different flavors, but we're not even getting into that. And so when you think about
We are not allowed to get into that.
no, well, I just want to get sidetracked because this is a thing where when we're talking about it's different now than it was, and like people think about when it was, and like we're talking about how it is now.
Yeah.
So we just got to keep that in mind.
Because it's changed.
Well, it's definitely changed, and the thing that has changed it is concepts like, you know, that people are new to, and like when you talk about things that people are new to, about things that have changed that
Yeah.
they differently think about than other people,
Yeah.
you're getting into an area where it's like you got to take it back.
Yeah.
You got to roll it back, and you
Yeah.
got to start from the
Yeah.
beginning.
You kind of have to pretend it. Okay, day one. Here
Day
we go.
one.
101.
Day one.
Because as the world changes, we also have to change.
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that much because everything changes. This changes differently,
But
and
not
we're going to
us.
get to that. Well,
We don't.
we don't,
No.
but that doesn't mean other things can't change, which is which is exactly what I'm talking about.
What's the second thing?
We're not even, well, the second,
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet, but it does interconnect with the first thing.
Yeah. Which is
But it doesn't
change.
change at all.
And
Well,
the first
thing
thing is
changes, the
change.
second thing is like kind of
Yeah.
talks about how it hasn't changed in reality.
Yeah. Because if one thing changes, guess what? Then the thing that it is connected to changes too. But we don't.
No, well, let's just start to get to it. Let's
Let's start to.
Let's start to get to it.
I don't want to get all the way to it yet. I don't think.
I think. Well, no, it's definitely time to.
Okay.
Because when
then
you
I
talk-
do want to. Let's.
Okay. Well, okay. Because I don't think other people want to.
Well, you know,
And
again, it's
somebody's
what do
gonna
we
have to
keep
want
coming
to.
back to? Change, and we
And then-
keep getting back to it. But now we are done with it, and we are going to this next thing.
I'm just trying to get to the first thing I was talking about, not the second thing,
Right,
which
and
is
that
changed, and the
is,
second thing is not changed.
and that's exactly what I want too.
Okay. But I mean, people don't like things that change, but still don't.
Yeah,
And when you talk about this subject today, they think about everything that has happened in their past.
right.
Because memories. Okay, I'm getting way ahead of myself.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say that memories connect to things that happened,
Yeah.
not things that haven't
yeah.
happened.
And guess what? Our memories even can change.
Well, especially when you're talking about something like, well, okay, hold on.
Yeah,
When you're talking about something specifically like this, like I'll just go ahead and say it. What we're talking about.
sure.
I shouldn't.
Yeah, because it's really not.
Well, we got to
like
preface it.
we could
correctly.
say it, but what we're talking about is something else.
We can
kind
say it,
of.
but we don't want to say it
right.
because we wouldn't really be saying it.
Yeah, and if we just said it, then we're not talking about it, you know? Which is really
we wanna
what
talk about
we
it.
want to talk about it.
This is what this podcast is about. Is
Right.
talking about. Is this week anyway? Talking about. Again, change but not change.
Yeah. And the memory. And the future, too. Kinda.
And
I
we
think.
definitely don't want to leave anybody out.
No! That's the last thing we're looking to do.
Okay. So, all right, ultimately, and hey, I'm the last person to say that this thing
Yeah. And
is
we've
not
talked
forever. Well,
we've talked about it off mic, and you
We
have
did.
said I don't want to.
I said I didn't want it.
I don't want to
Yeah.
do that.
And well, what I was saying is that I don't want to talk about this thing without talking about the prerequisite,
Right.
responsible, pre-topical subjects that we're talking about right now.
Yeah. And you use it in a lot of Asian cuisine.
Use what?
Just the things, you know. There's a lot of things, and there's so much to say.
That's what I'm saying is like,
About
what are we
it.
even talking about?
Right. And what podcast?
Well, this is the What Pod.
And there you go. And
We'll see you next week.
yeah.
Said that'd be the podcast.
Okay.
Every single week is that same fucking
Yeah.
thing.
Gave me a lot to think about,
Yeah.
which I like. I like thinking.
The thing about thinking is that, okay. The What Pod. Think about it.
And think about what it thinks about.
Think about it. Think about what you got to think about before you even think about it.
Yeah. Do podcasts dream of electric earbuds? Is something that I just said.
I'll give it a ding. I'll give it a little snap.
Okay. Snap is less than ding.
Yeah, it's right. It's right there.
Yeah.
It's right there.
And less than snap is just going. Mm-hmm.
What was the solo project of the lead singer of Less Than Jake?
Was mm-hmm.
No, Less Than Snap.
Oh. And
joke for it.
and we need a second one, too.
Second one.
Because it's double episode, so we need a second one.
Second.
Of that.
Leia play it?
No, of
Second.
that, of the less than snap joke. We need a second one.
Okay.
So,
Less Than Rest Bowl, the drummer's solo project.
Great. So that's
VH1 had a music video on there in 1999.
So that was 2.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Be right back. Welcome back, Metaphiles. Godzilla. Segment 2, Godzilla in the World. And the shit that he's done to it. Fucking up this shit. Crushing the buildings, stopping the houses. Godzilla. There's no rhyme, it's just in. It's just in.
You know, okay, I had like a very stonery thought. I wasn't stoned when I had the thought, but it
It could still be a story thought.
Yeah.
Sure.
That it is very weird that the gold standard of music is that the lyrics have to rhyme. Like, why is that? Why?
Why does it have to be in a accepted time signature too? Like 4/4, everything's in 4/4 time. Why?
Yeah.
You know why? It's the same thing for me. I think it's the same kind of way. It's the best at eliciting the desired effect.
Yeah. But it, like, at a certain point, it was like, it has to. So I like the way that she walks. Well, I also must then like the way that she talks. I have to, or it's not a song.
Sure. I mean, that's, yeah.
I don't know.
No, it's... That works.
And it's double episode, so we need one more. You want to take it?
Why do I put my sardines on top of a saltine cracker? Because it works best that way.
Oh. Okay.
There you go.
There you go.
That was easy.
Yeah. It is easy. That's the thing.
It's easy.
So, let's talk about Godzilla in the world.
Let's do it. Are you ready, Carmen Electra? Yes. That's the
So beautiful.
Yeah. Woo.
So for this, we'll start with this. I transcribed documentation about the first ever known Godzilla attack.
Yeah, Tokyo 54.
That's correct, 1954. 2 freighters and 1 fishing boat were destroyed near Odo Island, and fishing catches mysteriously dropped to 0. And so reporters were sent to investigate this, and through a storm they saw Godzilla. It was seen for the first time ever. He destroyed 17 homes, killing 9 people and 20 livestock. At this time, scientists estimated that the creature was only 50 meters tall. That, again, has changed over time. And they surmised that he was most likely a sea creature who had gained terrestrial abilities due to underwater hydrogen bomb testing, which we should not have been doing. That's crazy.
It was a bad idea before that, but this made it, like, obviously...
Yeah. Because, I mean...
Really a bad idea.
For one thing, what are you blowing up underwater? And if you know a bomb works underwater, that does not help knowing that it's going to work.
Fuck those fucking sea people, you know?
Yeah. I mean, we're begging for it in some ways. Just like, you're going to make a Godzilla if you do that. imagine if it had been a shark. How much
Ooh.
worse things would even have been.
You're right.
So, after 17 more ships were lost at sea, 10 frigates were dispatched to destroy Godzilla, but to no avail. And scientists at this point began to believe that he is unkillable. He emerged from Tokyo Bay and attacked a passing train in Shinagawa. And although scientists, of course, wanted to capture and study him, they put up electrified fences, but they were no match for the creature's atomic breath, which we learned at that time that he has. He breathes out.
Can you believe that shit's
atomic.
actually real?
I know. It's insane, this world that we live in. And that was also in Tokyo.
I've met some cab drivers with atomic breath.
Hey. When I have garlic, I feel like Godzilla. That's cheap.
That's too.
So they developed something called an oxygen destroyer, which asphyxiated him enough that he wanted to go back to the sea. But I guess that technology, they kind of buried it because they don't want the military-industrial complex to
Kind
get
of
their
runs.
hands
I
on
mean,
that.
that's how shit goes. It's like it kind of runs with the whole we shouldn't have done the atomic bomb testing. We had to make a whole new terrible thing to get rid of the shit that we made in the first place. And
Right.
We don't want that to lead to worse shit.
Right, because then you're going to have a creature that, hates oxygen. So they believed him dead at this time, but obviously, as we know, Godzilla would go on to terrorize Japan for the next 44 years. Japan and various parts of Asia before finally his first devastating attack on New York City in 1998, which was the Roland Emmerich film was based on that.
Yeah. Took a little vacay to the Big Apple.
Yeah. And so, there's so many Godzilla attacks, and we all know about them already, so we don't need to even go into it exactly, but his existence has, since been portrayed in numerous films, series, video games, comic books, and including several that are actual dramatizations of real Godzilla attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the fictional creatures that he has gone up against are King Kong, of course, Mechagodzilla. We did not ever actually build a Mechagodzilla.
It wasn't a bad idea.
Not terrible. I mean,
Wouldn't work to IRL.
and you just always have the possibility that now you have that to contend with, too.
I'm seeing a running theme here. You know?
Yeah. He
Evil begets evil.
has been fictionalized as fighting Mothra, who's a big, scary moth.
Turn off all the lights.
In the movie Kong Skull Island, which takes place in the 70s, and it's like they go to Skull Island and they find King Kong, and he's only like a boy. He's just a little baby boy, but he's already so big. And they're like, well, he's gonna get even bigger.
Prince Kong.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes. And at the end, after the credits, they're clearly trying to do like a Sam Jackson Avengers type thing where they're going to build a Zillaverse. And so they have one of the characters in this secure room with a two-way mirror, and they're like, we've found sightings of this other thing. And they show a blurry black and white photograph of Mothra, but it's just a picture of a moth, and it's not scary or impressive at all. It's
People get up and wipe their TV screens oh, it's a movie.
We also found this moth.
It might fly around annoyingly on our porches.
Could bash into your light and make a noise. Godzilla has fictionally fought King Ghidorah.
He's a bad one.
Yeah, he was a space three-headed dragon
Yeah, 3 damn heads.
that goes from universe to universe, just destroying.
He makes this sound.
Yeah. Whereas, of
Sounds
course,
like that.
Godzilla makes this sound. We all know it too well. He's fought Rodan, Gigan, Titanosaurus, and many, many others. Let's get into some of the... Well, we'll do etymology real quick.
He said, this Friday, pay-per-view at WrestleMania, I'm going to take on Gigan. You got to come in. Something like that.
I'm going to use the people's atomic breath on you. So, Gojira, which I assumed is a thing that we should not say, but it actually is how it is pronounced.
Right.
It's a portmanteau of Gorira and Kujira.
Godzilla and iguana? Godzilla and lizard?
Mm-mm.
Or, I'm sorry, gorilla and lizard.
Nope.
Gorilla and dinosaur?
Nope.
Gorilla and mother-in-law.
Yes. My Kujira is coming to visit this weekend. Oh boy. No, Kujira is a whale. Because when scientists first spotted Godzilla, they thought he was going to be a cross between a gorilla and a whale, until they saw that he was clearly not that. He is in fact an amphibious reptilian who is perhaps descended from dinosaurs. He hibernates underwater, which is a reason to set off a bomb down there. But the one thing scientists know is that he can't be killed by a hydrogen bomb because that's what created him. So he needs something.
He loves that shit.
He loves them.
Yeah.
He does. He gets.
Like
he
chips
eats.
and dip for him.
Contrary to popular belief, Godzilla does not eat people. He subsists. He's omnivorous, but he also.
And not that he's not already scary and hasn't caused a bunch of terrible shit, but
And we are not trying to be.
well, it's just like
insensitive.
he would be so fucking scary if he ate people too.
Mm-hmm.
Count your blessings, Tokyo.
He based on various sightings, assuming there is only one Godzilla, I don't even think we're really sure about that.
Oh my god!
I mean, we refer to Godzilla in the singular, but there could be many Godzillas.
Would they have different names? What would the second Godzilla maybe be called?
Oh, like teeth.
Uh-huh. You could do, well, it's got to be like a portmanteau as the original.
Right, so...
Oranguorca.
Oh, Oranguorca.
Oranguorca.
I am shaking in my boots.
Orangutan and an orca. Whale.
Ooh, Oranguorca.
Oranguorca.
Oh, man. Whoa.
Yeah, not good.
He is estimated to be between 50 and 300 meters tall, but the average is assumed to be about 100. And he weighs somewhere between 20,000 and 60,000 metric tons. They don't have a scale for him to step on, but that's what we're thinking based on the footprints and such.
You step on the scale, Godzilla? Thank you.
As far as the fictional representations, and I just think this is frankly kind of fucked up. In 1996, MTV gave him a Lifetime Achievement Award, which is like, that was just...
disrespectful.
It's bad.
In the least.
Yeah, and then just 2 years later, he attacks New York for the first time, and it's like...
Yeah.
Well, great.
I think we know who to blame for that.
So.
He said,
Yeah.
I guess they want me to come over here.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step on all your
sorry,
shit.
I ruined your buildings and subways
Yeah,
and
sorry.
stuff.
I'm going to start a family.
I just love my MTV so much.
Yeah.
This is goddamn MTV generation, Jay.
Oh my god, is that John Cusack? Or wait, what's that? Is that Matthew Broderick?
Oh, I wish it had been. Well, I'm glad for John Cusack that it wasn't him, but it would have been a better movie. Not good still, but better.
Yeah.
In 2006, he was awarded a Hollywood Walk of Fame, which is like...
Come on. It's not even big enough for that.
Did we learn nothing? And also, yeah, he can't see that.
Unreal.
Uh,
It just feels like we're making light of all the suffering he's caused.
yeah. But, you know, it's... and to get to the kind of last thing I have on it, it's like we said before, that, like, you know, we have to harness this chaos and turn it into something creative and whatnot. Yeah. And so even the Shinjuku ward of Tokyo named Godzilla a special resident in a ceremony in 2015 and created. He was called the Pride of Japan.
Okay, you know what they're actually doing here? They're just trying to suck up to him. Maybe
Yeah.
that'll get him to stop
Mhm.
being so fucking pissed off all the time.
Yeah, let's butter up Zilla.
Butter him up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the attacks have waned a little bit, if I'm not mistaken, lately. So maybe it worked a little bit?
Yeah, there hasn't been one in a little bit. So yeah, maybe he is placated by all these things. It was noted that the real Godzilla has flattened the Shinjuku ward of Tokyo in 3 separate incidents.
Maybe it's not working.
Yeah, this was prior to this ceremony. But yeah, you know, the Japanese see him as because he is just this creature of destruction, and we can't really reckon with that. You know, there's no scolding it. There's no making. You can't give him a spanking. So the general, you know, view of him in Japanese culture is that he is this representation of American war and you know, these relentless, unstoppable things.
A destructive force. A blight on all of humanity.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to say this really quickly before you can stop me. In the comic books, his scream is rendered as Screonk with 3 E's.
Screonk!
Screonk! Which is, of course, you know, we all know it actually sounds more like ah! But best way to translate that, Screonk.
Sounds like me waking up.
Screonk! Do you ever actually do that when you wake up?
No.
Oh, I do sometimes. It feels nice.
Sometimes when I'm having my morning cigarette, I'll do one of these.
Sure.
I'll do one of those.
Yeah.
That's kind of my thing more.
I'll go.
I like that.
Just gets that.
Uh-huh.
Gets it pumping.
Like a gorilla.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but more from the side.
Fair enough.
And then I read the paper and I say, "Oh, I hope there's no Godzilla news today.
Yep. You know,
Hope
it's just-
MTV didn't decide to
Yeah.
fuck around the way they love to do."
What if he attacked so often that people were, it was just like a perturbance. It was just like a annoyance of like, oh God, okay.
I mean,
Godzilla, we gotta take the 65 around because we got Godzilla.
yeah. It'd be on the traffic report.
Heavy Godzilla on the 95 if you're heading to work to Tampa Bay.
And also for a second one, today's Tampa Bay Devil Rays game is on Godzilla delay. We'll hope we can get you back in those stands.
There's no stands left. The game has resumed. Just stand on the rubble. Peanuts!
I mean, again, not to like be insensitive, but I think if Godzilla attacks were that prevalent, I feel like we would live in a better society. I think people maybe would treat each other a little nicer.
Yeah.
Whereas here, it's like it happens every
that's
once in a
true.
while, and then we all kind of just forget and go back to our
Just kind of like,
ways.
hey, cut me some slack. It's fucking Godzilla.
Yeah,
Your Uber Eats will be there in 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
it's like, I'm sorry I got your coffee order wrong. It's the anniversary of when Godzilla stepped on my wife, and everybody, and you'd be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. It's fine. I will have the latte."
Crush your flat, huh?
Yeah, kind of like this flat white I ordered, huh? Sorry. But you have to laugh.
Yeah, I got a lot about it, you know.
Yeah.
I told met Matthew Broderick out in the street and said, "Hey, my wife got smashed flat as hammered shit by Godzilla. And love your movie. Just thought you wanted to know."
Yeah, and Matthew Broderick said, "Oh well, okay. Thank you for watching the movie, and I like to act." That guy just what? I mean, Ferris Bueller's Day Off is like okay.
I fucking hate Matthew Broderick.
He's
I really
just
do.
he sucks.
He fucking sucks ass.
And he
He's
killed
like a-
somebody once, I think.
Yeah, he fucking crashed into him with a car because he's speeding and shit. And Matthew, sorry for watching.
Sorry, Matthew.
Your episode's coming up. It's a big waiting list, all right? But
Very, very big waiting list.
yeah, a Godzilla size waiting list, if you will. In your case, you
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate him. He's
Yeah.
a terrible fucking actor. He's like a gormless.
Gormless.
Yeah, he's like a gormless, quirky white boy. Is this whole shtick?
What's Gorm?
This is Gorm, and this is gormless.
Okay. Let me try it. I'm gonna have Gorm. Okay.
All right, Gorm action. Super gormy. Cut.
Okay.
That's
Do you
a
want a
wrap.
Gormless one?
Let's get a
Just
gormless
for-
one
okay,
in. Just
right.
all right, and action. All right, can we?
Godzilla is
cut.
attacking.
Can we take it just a little bit more out of it and clueless?
Oh, sure.
Like,
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
them? All
Yeah,
right,
sorry.
Take two.
Okay.
Action.
Okay. All right. Did you call action?
Action.
Oh, Godzilla. Look out. Godzilla. It's my day off.
Cut. Perfect. That's a wrap, guys.
Felt good.
That was great. That was some good gormlessness.
Great. I hope I can win a Gormy.
It's just like kind of clueless. Just
Mhm.
like you don't have a handle on things. You're just kind of on your back foot, kind
Yeah.
of sort of a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, you're sort
That's
of
Matthew
like...
Broderick. That's, I'm just trying to describe how much I fucking hate him.
You sort of have like the aura of being an everyday charming, but without actually like doing anything to support that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's yeah.
So, Broderick, you gormless.
You gormless motherfucker. I hope Godzilla eats you, even though he canonically and IRL, all historical accounts have excluded that that behavior.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
if he does start eating people, I hope you're the first one he fucking eats.
if he picks up a subway train, takes a big munch,
Like a box of nerds.
yeah, I don't think he's gonna spit him out.
No.
But he's also not like picking somebody up off the beach and popping them in like a grape.
Again,
He doesn't do that.
he
thank
doesn't.
God.
He would. Well, he'd be way fucking scarier. And you know, just speaking of the movies again. Just speaking of the movies. I like a Godzilla movie where he's just scary.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I mean that's the reality of it too. I like a scary Godzilla.
Yeah.
I want to be scared of Godzilla. I want it to be almost a borderline horror movie because again, that's a bit. You might even say a bit more respectful
Yeah.
of the reality of
Absolutely.
the situation.
Then like, Roland Emmerich, who frankly is un-American.
He's the son of a bitch.
He's like,
Say it.
what if Godzilla was pregnant and now we like Godzilla? I don't want that.
Oh, it's just what if Godzilla's pregnant? Let's make a fucking movie and put it on Taco Bell cups. Asshole.
Awful. Just really low behavior. You really love one, which I haven't seen, but I know you love it. It's 2016 one, right? Something like
I
that.
think it was 2016.
Yeah.
Shin Godzilla. Yeah.
Shin Godzilla. And I looked up a picture of Shin Godzilla, and that's a scary-ass Godzilla. He looks fucking...
Probably the best example of
Gnarly.
a legitimately scary Godzilla.
Yeah, they probably got it closest to real life.
I would imagine so. That's my favorite one. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah.
And also, like the first movie, it talks about real world. Aside from actual Godzilla, it talks about the consequences of Godzilla and like the pitfalls of humanity's reaction to Godzilla.
Yeah.
Much in the same way as the original 1954 movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good in that way. Takes a little bit of a different spin on it. Kind of references the nuclear disaster in Japan from 2014, I think it was, Fukushima. So it kind of the bureaucratic response to that. It's a really good movie.
Mm. So it sort of is a little bit like another thing I know you love, which was the Chernobyl series.
Taco Bell?
Yeah, it's a little bit like Taco Bell.
Yeah, Chernobyl was
You love the
fucking
Chernobyl,
great.
and
Yeah.
this Shinto is like, what if Chernobyl had a Godzilla in it?
Pretty much, yeah. Is very thematically similar. Absolutely.
Yeah. Would you have liked the show Chernobyl if there was a Godzilla in it? Just a little bit. Maybe he's just this kind of in the background. He's just walking through.
No, that would have been too great of a departure from the actual events.
Okay, we do have to get to a break really soon. But first, what movie is better if you just see Godzilla walking through the background at once?
Ooh.
What movie is better for that?
Maybe Titanic.
Yeah. Yep.
He's just standing on the iceberg.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Because they were trying to make the Godzilla of boats
Yeah.
when they did that. So if you
Hubris leading to disaster.
yeah.
What about you? What do you got?
Titanic was a very good answer. Maybe if like in Saving Private Ryan when they're on Normandy Beach, just Godzilla just pops his head up and goes like, guys, come on.
I've been doing.
I'm not even gonna get involved. And he just goes back down.
I don't even need to start shit. You guys are fucking each other
Yeah.
up just fine.
You guys are a bunch of little Godzillas.
Ooh. Little Godzilla. Band name? Maybe.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a fucking great one too.
Yeah.
On that note, we'll be right back. Segment 3, Godzilla. Metaphiles, why? Why?
Why?
Do we, in this day and age, in this world today, have to live with the reality of this towering green menace
Yeah.
that could beset us at any turn?
Mm-hmm.
Why must we live in this world?
Why? And you said the word, and it is the word hubris, the bomb.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In a way, we deserve Godzilla. We do. And I'm sorry to be so blunt about it, but,
Ooh,
you know,
a little bit of bluntness here in this episode. Okay.
well, I have to be blunt because every day I gotta wonder if my butt's getting bit off. And that leads to me being blunt.
Well.
And I didn't want the bomb. Nobody asked me.
Sure. Well, I mean, we talked about this recently, but, it's, again, this all comes from inside of us. Shit that was already there. The
Mhm.
bomb, Godzilla,
Yeah.
Matthew Broderick, shit was already
Yeah.
a part of us, and it's just only in the world because of what was inside of us that we made into an external fucking physical reality.
Yeah. And I think that's why the Japanese, who have suffered the most from this, see him as kind of an anti-hero. It's like he's a representation of an evil that lurks within all souls of man.
Mm-hmm.
And probably some sea creatures, too.
We're watching you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sea creatures.
I know an eel wants to get me. If he gets the chance, he wants to.
All right, so you're checking for Roland Emmerich, baby raptor Godzillas. You're checking for electric eels.
Yeah, electric especially.
Is there anything else in your toilet?
Because, look, sorry to be crass, but if I'm peeing and the stream of my pee hits the electric eel, that goes right up.
Right up.
It travels, the current travels right up. And I don't.
Yeah, right up to your grundle.
Right up to my gormless grundle.
Dang old swamp donkey jumped up, bit me right in the grundle. Dang old electric eel jumped up, bit me right in the grundle. Yeah.
The electric eel. That's
I
like.
hate weddings so much.
You hate what?
Weddings.
Oh.
Bzz. It's electric slide. I'm sorry. I guess.
Oh, Electric Eel is a song by a band.
Should be at weddings instead of the electric slide.
Yeah, let's replace it. No more Electric Slide.
It shall be so and it will be so.
It is decided. Carmen Electra has been.
Carmen Electra.
What do you call? Has been banged. We
Been
bang a
banged.
gavel.
Yeah,
Carmen Electra
galvanized.
has been banged.
Episode title. Ugh.
But the electric eel, not many animals, other than the Godzilla, has like a power. That's like a superpower.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
There's not anything that can breathe fire or anything like that, but there's this thing out there that it can electrocute you.
If you get in my face, I'll shock your shit.
Mm-hmm.
So stay out of my fucking face.
Yeah. Move
That's
along.
pretty dope. Yeah.
Move along, brah.
Under the ocean. Swim along, brother.
But there's no such thing as like a fire-breathing octopus.
Thank God.
There's just eels and Godzilla,
Ah,
which makes me think, was Godzilla an eel?
ooh.
God's
Well-
Godzilla, if you will.
That's Ela. I'll give that a dang.
Yes! So much better than a snap.
You also got macaque eel. Macaque eel.
Your cock.
Portmanteau of macaques, the monkeys. Macaques, maybe it is.
Oh,
Macaque eel.
macaque.
Sorry, macaque eel. Monkey and the eel. Can
Yeah,
like the,
yeah. Macaque eel. That would be another name
Bit of stretch,
for a
huh?
Godzilla.
Yeah.
For a Gojira. Which we are allowed to say. It feels like we shouldn't, but we are.
Gojira?
We're allowed to. It's not problematic.
Okay.
I think.
Hey, I wake up problematic. Ew.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. Look at a metaphile.
Oh, bro. Why?
Why Godzilla?
Because
Why do we... Oh, no, go ahead.
I think you were probably more on it than I was, so you should probably go ahead.
I said my thing.
No, I already forgot.
Mm.
No, I know why.
Yeah.
Because about
Of course you know why. You're one of the hosts of Metaphiles.
what podcast you think you're fucking watching? Because about 1 million fucking years ago, one of us clonked another guy in the head with a stone because we wanted to get what we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And we could get it if we did that.
Yeah.
Fast forward 1 million years plus 45.
Mm-hmm. Minus whatever gets us back to 1954.
Oh,
You
math.
carry the one.
We got the biggest rock ever fucking in existence
Yeah.
to get what we fucking want. We dropped it on the people.
Dwayne.
Huh?
Dwayne. The biggest rock.
That's right, Carmen Electra.
Carmen Electra has been banged.
Yeah, we got the rock and the biggest rock, which is the A-bomb.
Yes.
All right?
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing. It's the same fucking ontological
Yeah.
component
Yeah.
of our animal human beings.
Yeah. And you know what I'd like to say right now? Maybe let's spend a little bit less time thinking about the rock and a little more time thinking about the wheel. Okay? Can we please?
Sure.
Can we please?
About the wheel?
Yeah.
Okay.
A wheel never hurt anyone except for the person that Matthew Broderick ran into.
Oh.
Oh no.
Sorry, Matt.
Sorry, Maddie. Get some gorm and maybe we'll talk.
Get some gorm. That's the episode title.
Get some gorm.
That's a t-shirt, too. Easily.
Yeah. At some point I'm going to try out the green shirt again. And that'll be one.
Green like Godzilla. Maybe we can give Godzilla a t-shirt. It's like, oh my god, he's destroying San Diego.
That would be a very big
Pedophiles?
t-shirt,
Yeah, it's a big one.
which is bigger than a billboard even.
A lot of leather.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot we were going to try and make our shirts out of leather. I forgot.
Leather t-shirt.
That's what we've been missing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to find a cow that Godzilla hasn't eaten. He did in his first attack kill 20 livestock.
Mm-hmm.
But he's omnivorous, so I don't know.
Hmm. He's atomic-nivorous.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm no biologist.
Atomnivorous.
Atomnivorous. Pretty cool. Pretty cool way to live.
Which makes me want to say nice fella, but we can't. We can't.
Yeah. You're right. But that's why Godzilla, man, because it's what we're really asking is why human?
Yeah.
Why humanity?
Yeah.
Why do we have to grapple with these terrible parts of us?
Mm-hmm.
If we could get rid of them, then would the better parts of us just be floating in a vacuum?
Yeah.
Without weight.
Look, it's not our job to do this, and I'm not saying that we're gonna come up with the solution because
I'm definitely
fucking
not.
we're standing on the shoulders of giants to even hypothesize a solution to Godzilla.
Standing on the shoulders of Godzilla.
We're standing on the shoulder of many Oranguorcas. But let's try. Let's just try. How do we kill this fucking guy? I hate him.
People think that they kill him, but he just comes back.
He comes back if there's only one, which we don't know. But we need a system that we kill everyone every time and they stay dead. How do we do it? He likes to eat leaves and radiation, right?
Okay.
So what's the opposite of that? That's the thing he wouldn't like to eat, which would mean that was poison for him. So what's the opposite of leaves and radiation? And maybe it takes a couple guys like us to figure it out. Maybe science has failed us.
Are we about to save the world from Godzilla?
I certainly hope so. I'm not promising anything because, again, this is almost 50 years of this guy. But let's try. Let's at least try.
Okay.
Because we are the smartest people I know.
Yeah. Okay. So, step one, kill Matthew Broderick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. I don't know if that helps the Godzilla situation, but come on.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kill him. Step two.
Step two, send some flowers to Sarah Jessica Parker, because that sucks for her. But frankly, she's going to probably thank us.
I hope so.
She'll get a guy with some gorm
I
for
love you,
once.
Sarah.
Look, it's not your fault. He has the aura of being charming, and I could see being taken in by that.
Well, she was the it girl in the 90s. She was the it girl.
Yeah. And he was in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the only reason he's ever been in anything else.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off from dealing with fucking Godzilla. Like, that was his job.
Yeah.
From studying earthworms.
But I do think we're getting sidetracked.
Probably.
Step one, kill Matthew Broderick. Step two, send flowers to Sarah Jessica.
Right.
Step three, what's the opposite of leaves and radiation?
Oh man.
We can't drown him. That would be so great, but we can't. He's likes
It's his
it.
bread and butter.
Yeah, he likes it under
It's the
there.
atomic or oceanic environment. It's his bread and butter. No.
So, what would kill him?
Well, the opposite of a leaf is plastic, I would say.
Yes, great. Okay, now we're clicking.
So give him some straws. Some straws.
Give him plastic straws.
So we're already on that.
Yeah,
That whole thing about, we got to use paper straws because there's too many straws going into the ocean.
Yeah.
There should be more.
okay, I maybe have something.
Fuck with Godzilla. What do you got?
The straws, we're going to do a pincer attack.
Okay.
Okay, straws are inside of his throat. Outside of his throat, let's create a can big enough that the plastic ring around it is Godzilla neck sized. Don't cut it when you throw it away.
Who's going to drink it?
I will. I'll have some. I'll have some.
Yeah, because you can't. Yeah, you got to drink it before you can throw out the ring.
Of course, yeah. We're not trying to be wasteful here. I think we all need to come together as a people and all have a sip.
Yeah. Have a sip.
Have a sip of the can that is big enough that the ring that goes around it is Godzilla's neck size. We
Goes
don't
into
know
the
how
ocean?
big he is. He's sometimes smaller.
Ooh,
So let's just make the one that's...
tough. Make it small. I mean,
Make it
you
small.
can get it in there.
We'll start with a smaller one.
Sure. Okay.
And we'll try it from there.
Well, I mean,
So-
I've seen turtles with their dicks caught in that shit. It was like, it's a six pack. You know, it happens. That's why you shouldn't throw that shit away.
Turtles have dicks?
Well, yeah, if they get caught in the six pack plastic wrappers.
I am going to be doing a very different Googling of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles tonight than usual.
Whoa.
But, again, let's not get sidetracked. We are...
Teenage exploring their bodies, mutant ninja turtles.
T-E-T-B-M-N-T.
Yeah. TETBMNT. Great episode.
It's great. So we've got the opposite of leaves we have. We are...
Plastic, yeah.
Yeah, and pincer attack plastic. Giant
Yes.
can, lots more straws. We drink this from the can with straws.
Ooh, oh.
Now,
Yeah.
yes,
We're reinvesting into the profits here.
yes. Now, what is the opposite of radiation? Milk?
Ooh.
Is it the can is full of milk? And now we are really saving a lot of money and time.
I think that's a very succinct point you just made. Milk is the opposite of radiation.
It's the exact opposite.
Very succinct, because it really is.
Thank you. Again, we are not scientists, but I think it takes people who aren't scientists.
Yeah. Scientists, people dick ride scientists a little too much.
A little bit, yeah. It's kind of like MTV giving awards out.
Yeah.
So, we need a can of milk.
Okay.
6. We need 6 of them.
Yeah. Yeah. We gotta drink it all through straws.
All through straws. It has to be very, very big.
Mm-hmm.
So that this thing that goes around it, and we cannot cut them when we throw it out. We cannot cut them up. It's going to be difficult, but it's necessary. And
Wait. Just be patient.
yeah, and it's be patient, but also we have to drink that milk before it goes bad.
Okay.
Which is again why everybody needs to contribute to this. And this is a bipartisan issue. We should all be drinking that milk out of that can.
We're talking about. Let's call it. I'm trying to think the right size frame here. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's call it about maybe 250 fluid tons of milk. It's going to have to be drank through straws. Before the milk goes bad, give it 2 weeks.
Yeah.
A little generous.
That, yeah.
That's a
So-
tall order, bro. I don't know if we can
Sorry.
kill Godzilla.
I could drink 2 glasses in a sitting of milk. I think. I've never done that, but I think I could. The most glass of milk I've ever had in one sitting is 1 glass. But I feel like I could, here on the double episode, I think I could take it up to 2. I really do.
Yeah.
I don't want to test it until the can is ready because I don't want to burn out. But
That many tons of milk. Call it 16 ounces. That's 2 8-ounces. Call
carry the 1.
Call it 24 ounces. That's 2 12-ounce glasses of milk a day for 3 straws for everybody.
For everybody, for a little while. We don't have
Just a
to
little while.
always do this.
Add some Ovaltine, make some chocolate milk. Come on now.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's going to be a lot of chocolate, but it is delicious.
It's a whole new can of worms. We don't need that much chocolate. That's a whole new logistical
Maybe have one.
quagmire.
Let's have one team working on just straight the milk is not flavored. Then one can. It's a variety pack can. This is also just a great idea in general. It's a 6-pack of milk. Okay.
We've actually hit on a good idea.
Yeah.
Just for real. Okay. So you're
Just-
talking about strawberry chocolate?
One can is regular. One can is strawberry. One can is chocolate. One can is soy.
This is a copyright.
Yeah.
This is as good as a copyright. It's a podcast episode where we say it. That's a copyright.
Yeah.
So that's $1
This
billion.
podcast is legally binding. We've
Uh-huh.
said it again and again.
Uh-huh.
And then, 2 other flavors. What else can a milk flavor be? Cran? Cran milk?
No, cran milk. I don't think so.
Okay.
You're talking about cranberries?
Yeah.
Or
Like cran apple, cran
No.
grape, cran milk.
no, absolutely
Yeah.
not.
Milk, but it's got a little tang.
Yeah, White Russian.
Oh, sure.
Came with it. It's a White Russian.
Yeah, okay. I mean, then we're gonna have to deal with only people over 21 can buy this.
It's a boutique. It's a highfalutin, high society product.
The thing
we're
is,
marketing here.
with the big can,
Yeah.
we are gonna need a lot of children to help out with this because that is who
They got
drinks
bones.
most of the
They
milk.
got bones that need milk.
They need it.
Yeah.
And this is good for them. But definitely children
Good for
drink
everybody.
the most of the milk. So
Uh-huh.
we are going to need to get a lot of kids here.
A lot of cereal.
Oof. That's going to just make it take longer to drink the milk. I hate that. I just think that is gonna slow things down a lot, probably. Let's have each child can have a cookie, and they wash the milk down with the cookie.
Okay.
1 cookie for every kid. Is that fair? Is that a compromise? The cereal in the can, that's bad.
There's just a whole other monster that we're creating. Okay.
Well,
Because what other kind of harm is all of this gonna? Those cows are gonna be milk dry. They're gonna be passing out from getting milked from doing even one can of fucking milk.
I'm sorry to keep bringing this up, but the first time we ever saw him, he killed 20 livestock. Would they rather that?
Okay.
Or would they rather
All right,
contribute
yeah.
something to society for once?
We're also pumping fuck tons of straws into the environment.
Yeah,
These giant plastic hoops.
for a little while.
Okay. I mean, it's just it's kind of just a further eventuality of the theme that we've been talking about is to get rid of this evil that we've created.
You're worried about
We have to
eventually.
create something more powerful, which is inherently can be used for more evil. That's the whole theme. That's why.
You're worried about the eventuality where there's a Plastazilla that we have to contend with.
Oh my lord.
Uh-oh.
Damn. I had a really good joke. I was trying to think of an actor that was famous for having plastic surgery done, and I could have said that. Big laugh.
Yeah. Well, but we have to do 2 of them. So,
Jeez.
let's go with Michael Jackson.
Agreed.
I do think that was plastic surgery.
Yeah.
I do.
And then Madonna, she's got some plastic surgery, right?
I don't know.
I feel like we're
I don't
such
know.
boomers. Michael Jackson, Madonna.
I mean, I don't feel comfortable saying Madonna did.
Dude, I haven't felt comfortable this whole time.
Yeah. And I've rarely felt comfortable when Madonna comes up.
Absolutely. We're in the weeds here, anyways.
Yeah, we are.
Shit.
So
I mean, let's bring it home here.
let's do it. We gotta decide, and we got the 5-word review. And as a last thing on Godzilla,
Sure.
just a final piece of evidence before he goes to the trial. I will quote from the Blue Oyster Cult's song about him, the eponymous Godzilla, in which Blue Oyster Cult stated and perhaps encapsulated the idea of Godzilla the most perfectly. History shows us again and again how nature points out the folly of man.
Oh, yeah.
History shows us again and again how nature points out the folly of man.
Mm-hmm.
As the Japanese would
That's it.
believe, we cannot fault Godzilla for being Godzilla. Godzilla didn't choose to be Godzilla. We created it with our big rock, the bomb.
Yep.
So for me,
Fucking exactly, man.
I cannot put Godzilla into the ajar trap drawer. I can't.
It's force of nature.
Yeah. Is Godzilla in the King BB realm?
King BB all the way.
Up there with the devil and explosions, which
Yeah.
seems kind of like they will all hang out.
Put those two together, you got Godzilla. Not a fucking gorilla and a whale, but yeah. That's force of nature, absolutely.
Definitely.
Turnkey, was it pull lever?
Well, that's for the trap drawer. I don't know what we do for the King BB. We haven't established the procedure there, but we're in agreement. Zilla up there and King BB.
Easily. It's the essence of what Godzilla is.
Yeah. So let's knock out the 5-word review. Do you want to start or should I start?
I'll start.
Okay.
Inevitable.
Scaly.
Ooh. Okay. Fuck huge.
Scary.
Okay, yeah.
And the final word we will say on 3. Whenever you're ready. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. Monster. He's cool. Normally a 5-word review is 6 words, but he's cool. I gotta flag that one.
Okay. Let's take it again.
Okay.
Well, you have to come up with a different one.
Oh
too.
yeah, that's true. Okay. So. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Radioactive.
Destructive.
Oh, same thing. So there you go. He is inevitable, scaly, fuck huge, scary, inevitable, destructive. And that is Godzilla.
Now, what was yours?
That was the 5-word review.
You said inevitable destructive.
Oh.
Yours was radioactive.
A radioactive destructive. Thank you. He is inevitable, scaly, fuck huge, scary, inevitable, radioactive.
Wait.
That's the 5-word review.
You said inevitable again for the second time.
I did?
Yeah, you said inevitable radioactive.
Okay. This time it's going to really be good. Inevitable. Scaly. Fuck huge. Scary. Inevitable. Just kidding. He's destructive and radioactive. And that's the 5-word review in 6 words.
And
Inevitable. Scaly. Fuck huge. Scary. destructive radioactive.
Yeah. That's the best 5-word review in 6 words that we've done.
Mm-hmm.
Easily.
Yeah, nobody is going to hear those 6 words and not know what those 5 words mean. Nobody. I don't care if you're Matthew Broderick. You're going to know.
I don't care if you're Carmen Electra.
And we don't care who is and who is not Carmen Electra here at Metaphiles. We don't care. Everybody's got to drink their milk, and we'll get this thing done.
Please. Just drink the milk.
Just drink the milk.
Part podcast. Wait. Part sci-fi say.
This is part of the sign off at our site.
Oh.
Hey, this is Zach Caffrey.
This is Jason Ford.
And we're the hosts of Metaphiles, the podcast that you just finished watching and technically are still watching. And while you're here, if you could, just go ahead and like this episode, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave a comment if you're so inclined. Maybe the comment could be about, and then it'll say whatever the topic was that week. So this, say that.
Metaphiles.